So I wanted to talk about politics and a lot of boring stuff this evening, and I realized that doesn't really advance the cause any, even though it's important to be sure. That tomorrow is arguably the last day we will live in a democracy here in the United States for the foreseeable future, because Donald Trump is taking the oath of office on Monday, and that's in 1 or 2 days, depending how you count it. And I'm quite frankly beside myself in the regard to the whole matter. And LGBTQ issues, I mean, kind of have to have a democracy to have an honest conversation about those things. And I thought, so I finally did get a haircut, and this is the haircut. And I did think about cutting it back to typical man lengths, and I couldn't do it. It takes a long time to let hair grow, and once you realize how long it takes for hair to grow, you kind of have to respect it once it's there, and ask why did I want it to grow in the first place? And I look at how the world's going, and haircut's the least of my issues. Anyway, I did get this basement cleaned out. I kind of want to make a couple videos of my stuffed animal friends right here. You got a little diorama in the back and trees. Happy little barn. This was my sister's barn, and I glued it back together. It came unglued when we were kids. I think I was in seventh or eighth grade when that happened, and I don't know, putting this basement together, getting an art studio down here, takes me back to the 1990s and my how far the world has come since then. And when I think about knowing that I was queer, I definitely knew in the 90s on some level. And when I think about having I would like to have a normal, straight life, and I keep trying to put all the facets of myself together, and it's not easy. And doing this and bringing this facet out in this way feels good. Feels good. When I think about what the straight white masculine facet of myself would be saying right now, and that would be quite a bit different. More critical, more hmm, over the top, not so well measured, not it's funny when I think about the straight masculine part of myself. It's very sympathetic to Trump's cause, but at the end of the day, I know he's a Nazi, I know he's a fascist, and I would never ever vote for him because it would be an ultimate betrayal of myself, and it would betray everything that I stand for. You know, look at how desperate people are today, and I mean, I get it on some level why people would go for them. But that's no excuse. That really is no excuse because I personally I have decided that in the United States, cruelty is the point, and where's the empathy? Where is the helping each other out? Where is that? And instead of helping young people build lives, we pummel them into the ground. When I look at the straight male part of myself, and in a survival of the fittest world, that guy, he doesn't have a chance. And I know that. And that's one thing about right wing media that is so appealing to young men. It's the, oh, you've got to be hyper jacked and 6 feet tall, 6-inch phallus, and six-figure income. The thing is that those are all really superficial, and you can't base a relationship on them. They're fetishes. They're And when I look at men today who are lonely, that's the philosophy they subscribe to. It is they want to be hyper masculine, and that there is very toxic. And there's a whole bunch of guys out there on YouTube who are putting out all these videos of everything wrong with why women won't date them, and it's just ridiculously misogynistic. It's like you're. It's like by thinking those things, it kind of makes you a terrible person, no matter how seductive it is to think that. And in the height, the dick, the income, that's no substitute for a functioning social life or a community. And here in the United States, we have really lost community on every level. Like, we work ourselves to death, and the healthcare is questionable at best, and everything's about money. You don't need money. And that was going to be another topic I wanted to do in this YouTube video. Because if I had not broken down and ended up in therapy last year in discovering myself, and I think this is a very good discovery. Well, rediscovery. I already knew it was there, but bringing it out. Like, I was holding 20,000 XRP, and XRP is now at $3 and it's like 20-30 cents. I could have paid off my student loans. I'm not an idiot. What's that Jack Dawson said? Rose, I'm not an idiot. I know how the world works. And one thing about the XRP investment that kind of dumbfounded me towards the end there before I sold it, because I needed therapy, I needed to take care of myself, I needed to get out and be with people. One thing about it that struck me was XRP is from a philosophical standpoint, was not a worthwhile investment so long as the status quo existed. And so holding XRP was kind of predicated on the Trumpsies taking power again. That was one reason I didn't really think twice about selling it, even though I thought, the blockchain technology does make some amount of sense to nerd out on and think about what would be possible in the future. I look at the oligarchs trying to take over, and what future? Everything that can be made a racket is already a racket. And I look at Trump threatening to invade Canada, Greenland, and Panama. You don't do that to your friends. You don't do that. Where's the humanity? Where's the humility? Cat's chasing something. And I look at what happened to Germany in World War II and what it took to end the Holocaust, to end the prosecution of the LGBTQ community, the Jewish community. Germany had to be flattened to the ground. And I look at us here in the United States, and I feel like that's the kind of pain that would really get through to people. It's actually probably one of the only things that would get through to people. Because apparently the Civil War didn't do it, and having that reminder sitting there in the back of our minds. And I hope that people can come together in 2 years and vote in a progressive Congress to stymie Trump and to do something about this corrupt Supreme Court. I have hope, but we also got to be realistic about what's possible. And tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow is the last day of the Joe Biden administration. And it's the end of something. It's the end of everything we had. Not everything, but many of the good things in life. And Trump wasn't prosecuted because of civility. That's one thing that's certainly dying tomorrow. Civility. I hope we still have empathy left, and hope.